physically and mentally impaired after lightning struck him 4 years ago. Nightcast reporter Tan.
Emotional meeting.
What do you want me to do? We want you to condemn homosexuals. That's what was told to me.
4 Spartanburg County Council members voted to rescind the so-called anti-gay resolution.
The whole issue was an ambiguous resolution that we thought we had passed Monday that was supporting the General Assembly and their bill that banned same-sex marriages.
But what they passed was the same resolution that cost Cobb County in Georgia its Olympic events. Here's why. It states that homosexuals are incompatible to standards to which the community subscribes. The resolution was sent to Councilman Frank Dillard along with this letter. The letter indicates if Dillard supports the resolution, when it comes to the torch run, it would be difficult and embarrassing for the Olympics to now alter its course.
Well, I got used, if that was the case, but I don't feel I was used because I really agreed with the resolution.
But most of the council disagree with the resolution.
We can't legislate lifestyles of the gay and lesbian. We've always had them, and we'll always have them.
After rescinding the so-called anti-gay resolution, Spartanburg County Council members agreed on one thing: never to sign any resolution until they fully understand its intent and what it means. In Spartanburg County, Steve Jefferson, News 4.
Now, the council did pass a resolution supporting state legislation against same-sex marriages. So far, no reaction either way from Olympic organizers in Atlanta.
It's been almost 3 weeks now since gunmen fired their way into a Greenville pet store, killing one worker and wounding another. Tonight, as Lig Walker reports, a member of his family is pleading for the killer to surrender.
I didn't know they were going to kill him.
As an attorney, John Rollins Jr. is used to defending accused killers.
He's not out of the woods yet.
But now he wants the 2 gunmen who barged into the Carolina Pet Center on the night of April 27th locked up. Rollins' brother, Kyle, was shot in the back during the robbery.
Kyle's not doing too well. He's had some additional surgeries. He's had to have a double colostomy to allow this area to drain properly.
Another store employee, Jason Anderson, was shot and killed.
I feel confident that we're going in the right direction.
Police say they have more than 80 leads in the case.
We review each lead every day, and we kind of make our game plan over the importance of the information.
Many people have called in with information about the patch seen on the shirt sleeve of one of the gunmen.
Sometimes a lead can take about 2 hours to check out, but most take a whole lot longer. And detectives are finding that they're working into the wee hours of the morning as they try to find a killer.
The reward offered to help catch the armed bandits has grown to nearly $34,000.
Give me your wallet. Give me your wallet.
Between the reward and this reenactment, police and family of the victims hope the gunman will be found soon.
When you've got thugs like these running around, going in places, shooting from the start, it's dangerous. I mean,
Liz Walker, News 4 Greer.
If you know anything about what happened, police want you to call Crime Stoppers, which is also offering a reward up to $1,000.
A hostage situation at the Charleston Naval Shipyard ends in the shooting death of one man. Police say a woman was taken from a chapel on the weapons station last night and held hostage by her husband. After several hours of negotiations, SWAT team members stormed the car after hearing a shot fired. The husband, a Marine corporal, was killed. The woman is recovering tonight. A law meant to give neighborhoods peace of mind from sex crimes gets a final signature. President Clinton signed the measure this morning. It forces states to notify communities when a convicted sex offender moves in. It's called Megan's Law, named after 7-year-old Megan Kenka, who was raped and murdered. A convicted sex offender was charged with that crime.
There are fewer ValueJet planes flying tonight in the wake of last weekend's deadly crash. The low-cost airline is cutting its daily schedule in half to beef up security and maintenance checks. In Florida, the grim search at the site of the crash continues. Today, divers waited for biohazard suits that will help them search the muck for more wreckage. And experimental radar will be brought in on Monday, which can detect items in the mud. Some ValueJet flights were delayed this morning after a bomb threat was thrown into the airline's headquarters in Atlanta. Passengers in Atlanta and other airports were delayed, and in Miami, ValueJet planes were pulled from their gates and searched. Officials did not say if they found anything. Some tense moments at a Vermont airport after a charter plane there was forced to make an emergency landing. Only the pilot was on board when the twin-engine plane, when he had to land without landing gear. The pilot circled the airport for 3.5 hours, and as you can see, he skidded down the runway, heavily damaging the plane's engines. The pilot was not injured.
Hundreds of people were expected to attend a funeral in Greenville tonight. It was given for the thousands who die each year from smoking. News 4's Greg Suskin is live at Furman University. Greg, a strong message from this group tonight.
Well, Carol, a very strong message about a very serious illness, but it's also a celebration out here tonight for those that have survived cancer. And joining me now to talk about it a little bit is Susan Eisen, a volunteer with the American Cancer Society. Susan, this is going on all around the state today. Tell me a little bit about it.
This is a signature event for the American Cancer Society to raise funds for research and education services for cancer survivors. But tonight is for celebration for cancer survivors and for those that have fought the battle against cancer and have survived, and some that have not.
Now, I understand one of the highlights tonight was when some cancer survivors were able to walk around and do the first lap. Tell me about that.
Well, this is a 12-hour event. We start from 7 to 7, and the first lap was a kickoff event. We had the cancer survivors to start the lap, and all 34 other teams fell in behind them and followed them around the field. We had one lady that was a 49-year breast cancer survivor, a 20-year survivor. Our Reach Recovery ladies were here. They helped lead it. It was just a very meaningful, moving experience. It really was.
Susan, thank you very much. And also want to tell you they've already exceeded last year's goal of $30,000 and raised $45,000. This runs until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you have some time, and come out and support the American Cancer Society. Carol?
Well, Greg, what exactly is going on now behind you? Are people actually making the laps?
Yes, they're taking the laps right now. There's, as she said, 34 different teams. Some of them are walking, some of them are jogging. There's going to be different teams out here all night long that have donated some of these luminaries you see here as well to help fight cancer.
All right, thank you. Greg Suskin at Furman University tonight.
Well, the games are still 2 months away, but the lights are up at the Atlanta Olympic Stadium tonight. The Olympic officials tonight flipped the switch for the very first time as part of this weekend's opening ceremonies for the new stadium. And now that it's clear that the electric bill is paid up, Olympic organizers this weekend will learn if their new stadium is ready to host the games. First come the ribbon-cutting ceremonies tomorrow, and then an all-star track meet.
Well, they had a perfect score, at least in the weather, for an Olympic first tonight.
Yeah, and the weather this weekend appears to be getting even warmer. John's here with the first forecast. John?
That's right, if that's even possible. It was pretty warm today, but it's going to be actually hot for the entire weekend. Outside right now, it's very warm, and it's also a little on the humid side, especially in the upstate, where it's 76 degrees right now at GSP, also in Anderson, 75 degrees in Athens, and currently 68 degrees in clear skies in Asheville. First forecast for tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies and hot, 92 in the upstate, 88 degrees in the mountains. Today's weather went in the record books. I'll talk more about that in the complete forecast a little bit later on.
Okay, thanks, John.
Still to come on News 4 tonight, a drug to treat a debilitating disease, but patients might not get it.
And getting this man out of the house became a major project.
Don't let your air conditioner become a major project.
And this may look like a science project, but it's supposed to be fun. All that's straight ahead.
You're watching Carolina's News Channel with Carol Goldsmith, Kevin Coakley, Chief Meteorologist John Cesarich, and Sports with Jeff Hart. From the heart of the upstate, this is News 4 Tonight.
Ford NASCAR drivers talk about dependability.
These Ford racing engines are some of the most advanced in the business, but they still need some fine-tuning before every race. Not so with most of the engines found in the 96 Fords. Along with regular fluid and filter changes, they can now go an unbelievable 100,000 miles between tune-ups.
Like Ford Thunderbird and Mustang. And now get low 4.8% financing or $600 cash back on Thunderbird or $750 cash back on Mustang.
Hey, for the long run, you can depend on your Carolina Ford dealer.
It's the inventory blowout at Electric Avenue and More and Montgomery Ward. All appliances are on sale. Get great deals on great brands like GE, Maytag, and Whirlpool. And get free delivery on select laundry pairs, like this Admiral Giant Capacity Washer for just $398 and matching electric dryer for just $297. Get great deals on electronics, like this Sharp 27-inch stereo color TV for just $328. Plus, all furniture is on sale. Save 20 to 50%. That's the inventory blowout only at Electric Avenue and More and Montgomery Ward.
Joe, our nationwide insurance agent, said it reminded him of his first house. It needed a little work.
Patty and her husband got their friends together.
We got the place looking great.
Yeah. I was able to help little. I mean, since they now have a homeowner's policy with Nationwide, I could offer them a home car discount.
It was a really nice little housewarming gift. I'm glad Joe saved us money because we still have a few little things need to be fixed up, like
Nationwide is on your side.
Remember, it's not only how fast you can go, it's also where you can go. The new Honda Passport with standard dual airbags and one powerful V6 engine.
Hello there.
Get the four-wheel drive Passport LX for just $299 a month for 30 months now at your Honda dealer.
You're watching News 4, the Upstate's most watched news channel.
Welcome back. The campground at Yosemite National Park is closed tonight after serious flooding. A powerful storm there forced visitors to seek higher ground today. The storm also flooded streets and caused power outages in other parts of northern and central California. Just the campground is closed tonight while the rest of the park does remain open. Imagine weighing so much that paramedics have to tear your house apart to take you to the hospital. That's just what happened to this man, 43-year-old Michael Herbanco of Brooklyn, New York. Weighing in at 1,000 pounds and unable to walk, Herbanco needs immediate medical attention. He's suffering from pneumonia, fluid in the lungs, and vein collapse. It took 8 men, a specially designed stretcher, and a forklift to take him to the hospital.
In News for Your Health tonight, there's a new drug available to slow the progression of multiple sclerosis, but you might not be able to get it. It's called Avonex. It's due to hit the market on Monday, but now the maker of a competing medicine plans to ask a court to block the introduction. That's bad news for MS sufferers. The National MS Association says Avonex is the only drug that slows this disease. Meantime, researchers at Louisiana State think they found a way to fight the deadly Ebola virus. A part of the virus looks very similar to a part of HIV. Now, one does not cause the other, but researchers think ways of inhibiting HIV can lead to ways of fighting Ebola. Ebola kills 9 out of 10 people it infects. Victims literally bleed to death. The last serious outbreak happened in Zaire last year. Hundreds of people died. Tonight, we wrap up 50 ways to leave your blubber. Tip number 50, you know it already, probably, but it's worth a reminder. Never do your grocery shopping on an empty stomach. Good advice, huh? There are 50 ways, and you can get them by writing to us at P.O. Box 788, Greenville, South Carolina, 29602.
This weekend, John says it's going to hit the 90s, so is your air conditioner ready? Tonight, Patrick Rocky has some tips that could save you some big bucks.
Ah, the sweet sound of relief. But the first time you crank up your AC, many of you may not get the relief you're looking for. Meet service technician Dwight Sutherland, who expects a busy few days.
Golf might be out this weekend.
Dwight's a nice guy, but you probably don't want to meet him in person. It could cost you a lot. The folks at D&M Services in Anderson have a few tips for you to help avoid a visit from Dwight. First, change the air filter regularly.
If the filter becomes clogged, what happens? It lets the dust and dirt come on through the filter, which in turn collects on this coil right here, which causes insufficient, cooling.
Another good idea is to keep trees and shrubs and plants away from your air conditioner. The leaves can cut off the flow of air into the unit, and that means less cool air into your house.
Anything that blocks airflow to that coil is going to reduce the efficiency of your unit, make it work harder, make the components of your system work harder, and ultimately shorten the lifespan.
Dirt and dust outside can also cause those same problems.
This will cause the head pressure on the system to run higher and cut down on the efficiency of the unit and the capacity of the system.
The solution is simple. A quick hose down can clean away the dirt and perhaps put Dwight back on the golf course. Patrick Rocky, News 4, Anderson.
Here's one more tip for you, too. It's often better to set your house at a comfortable temperature and then just leave it there. That avoids heavy stress on the unit and does, in fact, keep you cooler.
And you'll be interested in that this weekend. You may not be getting the big picture, though.
At least not on this huge TV. Sony may be pulling the plug.
This is Jeff Hart. A tragedy at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today. We'll have the story. And which former Greenville Brave homered in his first major league at bat tonight? We'll have the answer, plus the rest of your day sports, coming up a little later in the newscast.
Severe thunderstorms rumbling through the Great Plains states tonight, and record heat for us. Back with the complete forecast in a couple of minutes.
Breakaway Honda is overstocked.
We can't stack them, so we're selling at rock-bottom prices during the inventory reduction sale.
Drive a loaded new Civic EX, now only $199 a month.
A new Accord EX luxury loaded with leather and more. Drive for $279 a month or get 4.9 financing.
Plus loaded new Passports, drive for $299 a month. These are the best deals guaranteed.
Breakaway will beat any legitimate written deal on any comparable new Honda or pay you $500 cash.
The inventory reduction sale.
Hurry to Breakaway Honda on the Greenville Motor Mile.
Tonight on The Tonight Show, actress Janine Garofalo, and you might even see an incredible simulation of a blockbuster movie. Twister, woo! Plus an all-new Conan, NBC tonight.
If you're shopping for a new computer, the best place to go is Circuit City right now. Hurry in today and get a free color inkjet printer when you buy a computer and monitor. Save on Packard Bell, Compaq, IBM, Digital, and NEC, and take home a free color inkjet printer. And there's more. You'll get free delivery on all big screen TVs 32 inches and larger, plus free delivery and free choice of color on all appliances $399 and up. It's all going on right now at Circuit City.
High Upstate means the money spent here stays here. Call your local Chamber of Commerce. Find out why it's good business to do business in the Upstate.
Ford NASCAR drivers Ernie Irvin and Bill Elliott talk about safety.
If it weren't for the safety features on my Ford race car, I might not be here today. Still, we play it pretty safe. Helmet, fireproof suits, the works. But you don't have to go to those extremes.
Now get 2.9 financing or $600 cash back on Ford Taurus or Ford Contour. Put the cash back towards your down payment and lease a Taurus for only $199 a month.
So play it safe. See your Carolina Ford dealer.
My twin brother Bill is trying out to light the Olympic torch. Since he grew up on Peeler's Milk, he'll do great. Bill, don't tell me you're going to have to bum a light for the Olympic torch.
Weather is sponsored in part by Chrysler Jeep Eagle.
What a difference a week makes. Remember last weekend? It was cool.
Yeah, it really was.
You
We had
needed a sweater.
Let's see, we had the thunderstorms that rumbled through on Saturday last week, and then Sunday was much cooler. Yeah, 60s for highs, but lots of sunshine. We're talking record heat this weekend. Great weekend for the Greek Festival, by the way, in downtown Greenville.
Great food.
Yeah, thanks for bringing back some samples.
And I did. Yeah.
I'm saying
well, I know,
back
tell
some
them because
samples.
you guys are always, saying you never bring home anything. I did, didn't I? I brought it back to the station. You guys gobbled it up in about 0.2 of a second. 76 degrees currently outside right now at the Greenville-Spartanburg Airport. It is warm out there and a little on the humid side. Relative humidity up there at 67%. Anderson right now at 76 degrees, southwest wind at 7 miles per hour, and a rising barometric pressure. It's clear in Asheville, current temperature 68, no wind reported over the last several minutes, and relative humidity currently at 64%. Let's see what's going on across the lower 48. Strong thunderstorms along a frontal system out here in the Plain States. Watch these thunderstorms just explode in this area. I mean, really explode up to 55, 60,000 feet. And these thunderstorms are producing large hail, damaging winds, and there's been reports of some tornadoes being spawned from some of these clouds in the Plain States. In fact, there are 3 tornado watch boxes continuing from Minneapolis, St. Paul, southeastern Minnesota, through parts of Iowa, southeastern Nebraska, which includes Omaha and in through Topeka, Kansas, my hometown. Some big thunderstorms moving through now. And in fact, this squall line is moving through Minneapolis, St. Paul right now. It's knocking on the front door, and a severe thunderstorm watch for northeastern Minnesota through this evening. So all the active weather will be right along this front, and most of the energy is going to make its way northward into the Great Lakes, into the Ohio River Valley. It's not going to affect us, as a big dome of high pressure will be right on top of us for the entire weekend, continuing through early next week, which means we're going to sizzle. It's going to be temperatures in the 90s. Look at all the rain in the Pacific Northwest, and in some of the higher peaks, only in the higher elevations out in the Cascades of Washington and Oregon, we're still talking about some snow. For the most part, this is just liquid precipitation in the Pacific Northwest all the way down into northern and central California. So usually the rainy season ends a couple of months ago. It's the winter months is where California gets the rain, but they're still continuing. Look at the highs tomorrow, 90s in the deep south all the way back to Oklahoma City and also in through around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And night, not too bad across most of the country. Mainly clear skies for us tonight and warm, a little humid in the upstate, 66 for the overnight low, 61 degrees expected in the mountains. For tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, which will warm us up very quickly. High 92 in the upstate, 88 degrees in the mountains. Another record of possibility in the mountains. They had a record high today in Asheville. Mostly clear skies tomorrow night and still warm, low 66 upstate, and once again around 61 degrees in the mountains. For the remainder of the weekend, still hot, high 93 degrees, and the heat wave continues all the way through Wednesday. and basically dry. Just a slight chance of maybe some thunderstorms developing Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, but high pressure right on top of us.
Whatever happened to spring?
It's gone. Here's summer.
Get used to it.
That's right, get used to it.
Thanks, John. Okay. There were a few extra people at Dacusville Elementary this week. The students there spend time every day this week with an artist, learning everything from clogging to poetry to puppetry. It's all possible through the South Carolina State Artistry Commission. And from the looks at it, the kids had a great time learning all that stuff, too.
It's like the artists had fun, too.
Yeah, I think them most.
Abe Lincoln's John Hancock fetches a big price.
And this is nothing but good, clean fun. We do mean clean. We'll show you what it's all about coming up next.
Now, held over, the National Jeep Sale, where you can still get a great deal on America's legendary adventure vehicles. Lease the award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $0 down and $359 a month, or the exciting Jeep Cherokee Sport for $0 down and $289 a month with no charge air. And check out the all-new, fun-loving 97 Wrangler. But you must see your dealer now, because something this exciting will be over before you know it.
Lease a Jeep with $0 down only at your Carolina Jeep and Eagle dealer.
You mean you never read nutrition labels? I need more roughage. Me too. Is this dietary fiber?
If only kids cared about what they eat. Well, they don't. That's why there's Light and Lean 100 hot dogs from Hormel. 100% fat-free, but the taste they love. So until kids care about what they eat.
Mom, where do calories come from?
Light and Lean 100. New from Hormel.
No thanks. It'll go right to my hips.
Where is Hinkle?
He'll be right with you, sir.
Better be.
Find Mr. Hinkle. Gotta find him. Where is Mr. Hinkle? Gotta find him.
Mr. Hinkle. Mr. Hinkle. Mr. Hinkle.
Mr. Hinkle.
Mr. Hinkle. Mr. Hinkle.
Mr. Hinkle!
Maybe you do need cellular service. 360 Communications. Access to anyone.
It's your Carolina Pontiac dealers Grand Slam Sales Spectacular. And here's one of our heavy hitters, Pontiac Grand Am GT. Priced thousands less than Camry and Accord. 150-horse twin-cam engine, dual airbags, anti-lock brakes standard, and with our just-announced 1.9% Pontiac Smart Drive. It's a hit, and it's yours for just $219 a month with $99 down. Visit your Carolina Pontiac dealer during the Grand Am Grand Slam Sales Spectacular. Drive one home and have a ball.
Times Square's window to the world is about to be closed, and that tops our News 4 Gazette tonight. Sony, which owns the Jumbotron in New York City, it says it will turn off the giant TV screen. The 6-year lease allowing Sony to hang the huge TV in its current location runs out at the end of June. Sony says turning off the set is a business decision prompted by a change in the lease agreement. The Jumbotron is composed of dozens of small screens coordinated by a computer. It measures 42 feet by 23 feet.
A hot new fad might actually be good, clean fun. It's called foam dancing. The trend started in Barcelona, spread to New York and San Diego. From what we can see here, it seems to be catching on.
And at a New York auction house today, a historic manuscript written by Abraham Lincoln was sold for almost $500,000. The rare manuscript, autographed by Lincoln and predicted the end of slavery. It sold today at Christie's for $497,500. Before the bidding even started, actor James Earl Jones read Lincoln's historic manuscript, which was donated by Purchase College. And that's the News 4 Gazette for Friday, May 17th.
Sports is up next, and a driver is killed today in a crash at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Jeff has the story.
And Clemson tries to remain unbeaten at the ACC tournament. All the highlights coming up next.
Ford NASCAR drivers Mark Martin, Bill Elliott, and Ernie Irvan talk about success.
One way NASCAR ranks a driver's success is by how many top 10 finishes they chalk up.
Right. The same goes with ranking a dealer's sales success.
And your Ford dealer is the clear winner.
Now save over $2,200 on the #1 selling Ford F-150. Or get $600 cash back or low 4.8 financing on the #1 selling Ford Ranger.
Want to drive home a winner?
Look no further than your Carolina Ford dealer.
The Carolinas, My 102.5. The best mix of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. My 102.5.
with Love and Hudson in the morning. The Carolinas, My 102.5.
Bradshaw Automotive News from Greer with David B. Simmons.
See Bradshaw and Greer today for a 96 Buick Skylark, $249 a month, not a lease. Drive a 96 Park Avenue, $379 a month. Want a 96 LeSabre? Right now, everyone discounted by $4,000. Remember, Bradshaw will beat any current advertised price on any new Olds, Buick, or Cadillac, or pay you $500. We're located just minutes from anywhere in the upstate. Come see us at Bradshaw, Olds, Buick, and Cadillac in Greer.
Where's the best place to go to make your garden grow?
Springtime is absolutely gorgeous at Home Depot.
We got plants, we got flowers, we got
geraniums, chrysanthemums. We're going to have everything you need.
We have trees.
Home Depot has way more than just rakes and mowers.
We got a lot of stuff. Let me see.
We've got everything to grow your garden.
The Home Depot, proud sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Games. Get rid of bugs with Enforcer Home Pest Control or Enforcer 4-Hour Fogger. They're at the guaranteed low price every day at the Home Depot.
Sports is sponsored in part by Fairway Ford.
Well, somebody's record was bound to be broken tonight.
Had to happen right here in the Battle of Unbeatens tonight in the ACC tournament. Clemson and Virginia squaring off at Durham Park. We take you to the ball game and no score into the fourth inning, and that's when Virginia strikes. Football fans will know this guy, Simeon Willis. Doubles for the Cavaliers. Couple of runs come in, and it's 2-0 Virginia. Pat Denneker owned the Tigers this evening. His one big mistake of the game. This one to Doug Livingston, a solo shot though. That's all he would have to pay in the sixth, and Virginia takes out Clemson tonight 4-2. Earlier today, Duke and NC State were both eliminated from the tournament. The Seminoles and Yellow Jackets stay alive. So here's the scenario. Georgia Tech and Virginia at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Clemson and Florida State at 2:30. The loser of the Clemson-Florida State game heads home. All the excitement leading up to the Indy 500 simply shattered today. Scott Brayton was killed this afternoon when his car crashed into the retaining wall at the Brickyard during a practice run. Brayton captured the pole for this year's Indy 500 just last weekend. Was unconscious when rescue workers reached him. He was rushed to a nearby hospital but died about an hour later. A cut tire was apparently the reason for his crash. The 37-year-old Brayton is the 40th driver to be killed at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The racing community is a tight one, so you know Brayton had to be on the minds of the Winston Cup drivers tonight in Charlotte. Qualifying for tomorrow night's Winston Select All-Star Race, a unique qualifying system for this race. And Dale Earnhardt, you saw him in the Olympics car there with his 3 laps and a 2-tire pit stop. Jeff Gordon, though, doing it the best tonight. He collects the pole for tomorrow night's Winston Select.
I was a little worried there one time when I came in. The car actually stalled on me because I was just so hard on the brakes and I couldn't keep the revs up, and it stalled on me, and I didn't know if I was going to get it restarted, but we did.
Gordon, very, very strong, sets a new event record tonight by nearly 3 miles an hour. Sterling Marlin also in the top 5, 6 through 10. You'll see Darrell Waltrip qualifying 9th tonight, 11 through 15. Rusty Wallace rounding out that group. The other 5 positions for the Winston Select will come from the top 5 finishers from the Winston Open also tomorrow. Well, before the Braves even took the field tonight, they suffered a big loss. Dave Justice is out for the season. He's having surgery on his dislocated right shoulder. So the Braves go on without him. First of a 3-game set against the Reds tonight. Bottom of the second, Fred McGriff says, hey, we still got some power in this lineup without Justice. The solo shot, and the Braves on their way. Replacing Justice on the roster, former G-Brave Jermaine Dye. Bottom of the 5th, first major league at bat, first major league home run. Not a bad start to your major league career, and you gotta love this. Who was there to greet Dye when he gets back to the dugout? Dave Justice. Hey, give me a little 5. Greg Maddux gets the win tonight. Braves going to take it 8-2. Chicago beating Florida this afternoon. The Astros over Pittsburgh tonight. Colorado and St. Louis still going at it. A lot of runs in that one. For the record this evening, so you want to be an umpire. Well, Ken Kaiser can kind of get a little bit of a smile, put his hat back on. You know, he loves to have a mask, and this is why. Boom. I mean, look at the mask, just goes flying. DJ Surhoff of the Orioles could have done with a mask tonight. Running down the line, and the ball whacks him right off the side of the head. You know that's painful. Cut his ear, had to leave the game. The catch that wasn't tonight. Move on to the Red Sox. This one maybe not going out, and Jose Herrera, goes out of the yard. Around the American League, Cleveland wins 12-10. Boston in 11. Chicago in 10. Baltimore's leading. New York's the winner tonight 8-5. Toronto goes down in KC. Milwaukee's a big winner. Sally